Okay, and after you read, that's it. F is going to take everything from the top, from the top, from the top, and read is going to read all of it. Read is going to read all of it. Read is going to read all of it. And print is going to put it on the screen. Print's going to print it on the screen. Print's going to print it on the screen. The actual item, the ability to read, and put on the screen, put on the screen, put on the screen. Print, everything in parentheses goes on the screen. Print, everything in parentheses goes on the screen. Print, everything in parentheses goes on the screen. Calculations. Okay. Alright. The W method will overwrite the entire file. Okay. Create a new file. Oops. Create a new file. To create a new file in Python, use the open parentheses method with one of the following parameters. X create. X create will create a file. Returns error if the file doesn't exist. A append will create a file if the specified file does not exist. W write will create a file if the specified file does not exist. You have to physically see it first. I could explain it in words, but it's a lot easier if you see it first. So, let's just start with the example. Example, create a file called myfile.txt. So, same. F is going to be, open parentheses, myfile.txt, comma space, xxx. So, what's happening is X is going to create myfile.txt. So X is going to create like a big old file that says hello blah 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 blah, hello blah 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 blah, hello blah 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 blah. So X is going to create myfile.txt, bam. X is going to create myfile.txt, bam. X is going to create myfile.txt, bam. And remember, sometimes you have to read from, you can't always read from left to right. Sometimes you got to read from like right to left, or like from middle to right and all that. So you definitely just got to keep practicing. Like when you're reading certain like syntaxes, like depending on what direction you're doing, like every single direction you do, you have to practice. Okay. Hold on, I had to pause real quick. All right, so yeah, that's it. X creates my file, then my file comes here. All right, and result, a new empty file is created. New empty file. Blah 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 blah. All right, create a new file if it does not exist. Okay, so F is going to be open myfile.txt, comma space W. And W is the same thing as X, the same thing as X, the same thing as X. The only difference is W does what X does and more. It does what X does and more. It does what X does and more. So X is like level 1 privileges, level 1 privileges, level 1 privileges, and W is like level 3 privileges, level 3 privileges, level 3 privileges. I can just make a sandwich with no ham and cheese. Sandwich, no ham and cheese, sandwich, no ham and cheese, sandwich, no ham and cheese. I can make a sandwich with ham, cheese, and tomato, ham, cheese, tomato, ham, cheese, and tomato. This literally just makes empty bread, empty bread, empty bread. This you can make empty bread and put a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. So basically this is level 1. You can create a file, and if it doesn't exist, what do you think? Yeah. So returns error if the file doesn't exist is basically another way of saying is if there's not already anything in there, if the file or sandwich was never made before and we ask for a sandwich, we're automatically going to make a sandwich. So we're going to make you a sandwich if it doesn't exist. If you ask for the sandwich, if you're looking for a sandwich but we don't have it, then we're just going to make it out of thin air. If you want a sandwich but we don't have it, we're going to make it out of thin air. If you want a sandwich and we don't have it, we're going to make it out of thin air. If you want a sandwich and we don't have it, we're going to make it out of thin air. Alright, you want a sandwich but we don't have it, we're going to make it out of thin air. You want a sandwich but we don't have it, we're going to make it out of thin air. Hold on. You want a sandwich but we don't have it, we're just going to make it out of thin air. Hold on. I messed up. You get the analogy. It's literally that simple. We're just going to make something out of thin air. That's all if the specified file doesn't exist. Literally, you just got to decomplicate the complicated